The internship. Without a doubt, every student should participate in an internship prior to graduating, despite their respective major. The misconception is engineering, business, those students should complete an internship as opposed to psychology, political science, or even social work students. However, in order for a student to fully understand or grasp the expectation or the type of work they're pursuing, a student needs to actually get that practical experience. The only way they're going to do it is through an internship. What is an internship? By definition, an internship is an opportunity offered by an employer to potential employees called interns to work at a firm for a fixed, limited period of time. Interns are usually an undergraduate student. It is important to note that in most cases, students will not receive monetary compensation for their work as an intern, but rather their compensation will come through networking and through practical experience. I can't tell you how many times after completing an internship, students returned to my office and told me either one, they were pleased with the internship and they gained valuable knowledge, or two, that they were horrified and want nothing more to do with this major or field. Whatever the case may be, I cannot reiterate enough that all students should complete an internship prior to graduating. When is it a good time to pursue an internship? Well, the answer to that question varies, depending on the major and the institution. Some institutions require students to complete internships yearly. So after the first fall and spring semester, during that summer session, students are expected to complete an internship. While other institutions, that's not really the case. It really depends on what the student is majoring in, and also the student's GPA and the student's ambition and readiness to actually get into the field. So roughly, we recommend around the second or third year, a student should begin looking into an internship. If a student is waiting until the fourth year to pursue an internship, that may be a little bit too late. During that fourth year, students should be applying for graduate school or applying for jobs, so that internship experience should be on the resume prior. So, why complete an internship? Well, as mentioned before, experience is king. The more experience you have, the more ideal you look for an employer. Having the ability to speak about your major, to speak about your experience is invaluable. Employers will gush, they will lust, they want you. They want people that have the experience. I speak to these people all the time. They're looking for experience. 2, new skills. Let's be frank. We don't know everything we need to know. We may think we do, but we don't know every single thing we need to know. An internship will allow you to grow, gain new skills, realize that there's so much more out there. There's so much more knowledge to understand and comprehend, more than just book knowledge. Gaining new skills and growing as an individual is priceless. Number 3, how do you know this major is for you? How do you know this field is for you? To be honest, you really don't. Case in point, I had one student. She was a social work major, sweet as can be. She loved giving back, she loved helping. So she majored in social work. She did not complete an internship. Upon graduation, she was offered a position and she took it. 2 or 3 months into the job, she realized this wasn't for her. She didn't like going into the houses. She didn't like seeing what's going on out there. It was too much for her. So she ended up quitting and pursuing another field. Experience is key. What better way to bridge the gap between what you learn in the classroom and what's going on in practice? Of course, the answer is an internship. But sometimes what you learn in the classroom is not what's really used in practice, or maybe different approaches, or maybe newer approaches. The only way to learn is through an internship. The only way to gain that additional knowledge is through an internship. Number 5, network is key. It's not what you know, it's not who you know, but rather who knows you. Expanding your network is one of the keys to success. I cannot reiterate that enough. Expanding your network is one of the keys to success. So how do you get an internship? There are various things you can do to try to secure an internship. One, and probably the most important, is your career center. Most universities at this point, they have a career center. I would visit regularly. Maybe update your resume, perhaps mock interviews. Whatever the case, I believe some representative in the Career Center should know who you are. So, when an opportunity does present itself, they will keep you in mind. Next, attend the career fair. Most universities have a career fair twice a year. Others one. But whatever the case may be, plan to attend your career fair. Keep your resume updated, do research on the companies prior, and when you go, give an amazing interview. In most cases, they interview on the spot, so be prepared. If you're into social media, LinkedIn is the way to go. LinkedIn allows individuals to, again, network and bridge the gap. Update your profile on LinkedIn on a regular basis, and try to network with as much people as possible. Believe it or not, your professors are assets. They know people. They know people in the profession. Have a meaningful relationship with your professors. Sometimes I know it's difficult to do so, but if a professor takes a liking to you, run with it. You never know who they know. Lastly, it's hard to get an internship, so be aggressive. Keep searching and keep trying. Finally, here's an example of 3 of my students. Keep in mind these students had a GPA of a 3.5 or even higher. Student 1 was an accounting major. He interned at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He interned for 2 consecutive years and was offered $60,000 for a job after he graduated with his master's. Another student majored in business administration. She interned 1 year during the summer at Wells Fargo. She received an offer for $50K. Finally, a political science major, he interned locally at a prestigious law firm, and he was accepted in a top 10 law school. Keep in mind, an employer is looking for a well-rounded candidate, somebody with a high GPA, somebody that can speak and hold a conversation and is knowledgeable, somebody that served on this campus and was a leader, someone that probably studied abroad or even had an internship. So remember, an internship cannot guarantee you a job, but it will assist in making you a more ideal candidate.